Hi everyone, welcome to WOTCCASIA with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and today's video is going to be a Tier 8 Extravaganza. That's right, 4 replays, 4 ace tanker replays in one video. Kicking us off, first of all, is Big Brain Potato Aim. Now you might be looking at the matchmaking in this game. It's a Tier 10 battle and it's 357 matchmaking, the one that everybody loves, of course. Big Brain Potato Aim is in the T28, that's the non-turreted Tier 8 American Tank Destroyer, the one that leads to the T95, the Doom Turtle, the one that everybody just loves. Now I'm not sure about these little, what are they, winches or wings? Well, of course they're not wings, it's a tank, for crying out loud, Stewie. But these winches on the back of the tank, I don't remember them being there when I played the T28, but that was a hell of a long time ago. It's probably been put into high definition or something like that and been added since I played it last. We're on Himmelsdorf, it's encounter battle, and Big Brain Potato Aim platooned up with his old mate Blue Hunter 41 in the Link 6x6, that's a Tier 8 French wheel tank, the one that I've been running around with and having a great time in. Now looking at the map, you can see that the enemy have fully committed to the hill. Have a look at that. Unfortunately, Big Brain Potato Aim's team haven't fully committed to the hill, and so they're just sort of, looks like they're playing off there where that bloke's pinging. The dead guy, of course, the dead guy's pinging the map. That doesn't happen often, does it? Big Brain, though, is in the T28, and he's inspired his team, who've gone looking down the banana road, to just push all the way through. They're turning around because there's a Batchat 12T coming around trying to farm the back of their non-turreted tank destroyers, the Jag Tiger and of course Big Brain. But the score is 0-3. There's a Fock 155 who's been out of this game all game. He's gone for the cap. Now it looks like Big Brain switched to HG thinking to get a really high penetrating shot into that French auto-loading light tank, but unfortunately he missed and he shot the wall, damaged his own gun, and had to tap the repair kit to fix his gun. Now his platoon mate's been taken out relatively early as he puts a shot into the side of the T30, the Tier 9 turreted American Tank Destroyer, the one that looks like a heavy tank. Let's have a look at this gun. It's a 120mm gun, 400 alpha damage, 248 penetration. Now you reckon it looks like he fancies himself against a T30. He gets a second shot into the T30, taking him down to 774. Must really know his reload times there. The T30 does have a long reload. The T30 just fires again, but Big Brain gets a third shot into the Tier 9 American turreted TD. Shoots the Emil 1. The Emil 1, I reckon, has shot him twice. The third one bounces. He might have one left in the clip, and Big Brain kills the T30, knowing the T30 could possibly kill him, maybe with a high roll. Pulls back, bounces the Emil again, rams the Emil for 62, shoots him for 381, confirming his second kill. 2-4 the score. 2 tanks are capping the OHO, which has just been taken out by the FV215B 183, and it looks like the base has been fully reset as well. And of course the Fock 155. Now the Fock 155 at the start of this game looks like he went straight for the cap. He's been sitting on that cap for some time, but with encounter it does take a hell of a long time to cap out a game, especially if there's only one of you sitting on the cap. Big Brain's loaded now, ready to go, hoping for the P44 Pantera to poke around that corner. And there he is. He's going to, isn't he? Picks up his third kill. That's 3 kills to Big Brain Potato Aim. Only 2 other kills have been done by his team in this battle. 3,390 hit points of damage done, 2,030 damage blocked. That's a testament to the armour of this bad boy. Looking at the Revelarisi now, don't miss, he doesn't miss, gets him for 411 hit points, brings his damage up to 3,801. Now if I was Big Brain, I'd be pretty confident that M4A1 Revelarisi would bounce me at this angle, and that's clearly that's what he thinks. Looks like he's going for the kill, but the J Tiger at T9 beat him to it. 3 tanks remaining. Big Brain in the T28. The GW Tiger Artillery, who's looking very, very nervous up there at A2, and of course the J Tiger, who's been with Big Brain Potato Aim all game. They can convincingly grabbed that banana road, but Big Brain now looking at the mini-map, you can see that that's probably where the enemy team are going to come from. GW Tiger goes down to the Batchat 12T. Now that Batchat 12T, who's on 2 kills. That's the Batchat 12T, I think, that Big Brain was trying to shoot with the high explosive round not too long ago. Did I go through the gun stats? I think I did. 400 alpha damage, 248 pen with standard as he shoots a T30. Again, bounces a T30 one more time. He's got APCR loaded now, which is 297 penetration. He's hoping for another kill here, Big Brain. He shoots him again, takes him down to 61 hit points. A little bit on the low side, that roll. 61 health versus 630. They're both one-shots for each other. But Big Brain Potato Aim in from 1AR clan in the T28 gets the reload first. The the J Tiger has come back to play again. You can see they're a little bit concerned about that Batchat 12T. The manoeuvrability of that French light tank can be an issue, especially in these big, slow rolling heavy tanks. The T28 prototype shoots Big Brain and tracks him, and he thinks, well, I'm just going to pop around here, pop a quick shot into him, takes him down to 770 hit points, and brings his damage done up to 5,500 hit points. The Jag Tiger gets taken out by that Object 705A, and Big Brain, all of a sudden, it's going to be 1 versus 7. Who's going to shoot him first? The Batchat 12T does nothing. Unfortunately, he misses, and that would have been the kill shot on the Batchat 12T. Artillery shoots in. The Batchat 12T kills him in the end. 8-15, and it looks 8-15 might look like a little bit of a whitewash, but look, I reckon Big Brain certainly did his job in that battle. That was an Ace Tanker Mastery badge for me, old mate. In the T28, the one that leads to the T95, the Doom Turtle. Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Duelist for killing at least 2 tanks that caused damage to his tank. The Fighter Medal, fire for effect. He got himself a bond for that high caliber, and have a look at the page 2 on that battle result. Top score by an absolute country mile. Top score by a mile. And of course, it is more than double what the bloke who came second got, which was a Tier 9 heavy tank. 5,426 hit points of damage, 4 kills, 898 base experience. He fired 16 shots, 13 hit, and they all penetrated. He blocked nearly 3,000 hit points. Now that would have helped with the Ace Tanker score, of course, as would the 5,500 damage and the 4 kills. But of course, being a bottom tier tank, a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 game, you do get a bit of a boost to your score as well, being bottom tier. The tier 10s didn't do too well. That Fock did 0 damage. He went for the cap. Maybe he was on a mission to try and cap that one out. I'm not sure. He made 7,500 credits. That's with the premium tank after tax. He did get a bonus of 5,000 credits for some kind of mission or something like that. But still, even firing a little bit of gold and getting blown up at the end by those tier 10 tanks, not a bad result for me old mate Big Brain Potato Aim from 1AR Clan in the T28. Let's move on to our second game in this Tier 8 Extravaganza. This is my old mate Shell Sponge. Shell Sponge from 1AR Clan in the LT432. This is a premium Tier 8 Russian light tank. And hang on, he just shot me. I'm in the enemy team. What's going on? I'm running around. This is when I was running around in the EBR HOTCCASIA. That's a Tier 7 light tank. stewiejp from 1AR on the enemy team. Have a look at that. I reckon I would have sent him a message after that game. Only joking. Shell Sponge is an absolute legend. He's a community contributor as well. He live streams, and his details will be down in the links in the comments below. Hell of a nice bloke. Highly recommend you watch his stream and show him a bit of support. He's not too serious. He has a good time, but he does play very well indeed. So highly recommended, that's for sure. Shell Sponge from 1AR in the LT432. Now this is a premium tank that came out a while ago. It's a, what did I say? Tier 8 Russian light tank. And I think this is possibly taken over from do you remember when the T-54 lightweight was at Tier 8, and that was the go-to tank for your Tier 8 skirmishes and clan wars and all that kind of stuff? Well, the LT432 has almost taken over that role for a Tier 8 light tank. It looks a hell of a lot like the LT100 or the T100 LT, the Tier 10 Russian light tank. And look, it plays very similar as well. It looks the goods, and I believe I'm 99% sure the crew fit in perfectly, which is what you look for when you're looking for a premium tank. Look at the gun, Stewie. 180 alpha damage, not massive. 178 penetration with armor pierce, APCR, which is standard in this tank. AP rounds are premium for 218 penetration, so not a huge difference in penetration. The APCR, I think they fly through the air a little bit faster than the AP rounds, but of course they're not premium. So anyway, let's see what Shell Sponge does in the LT432. Now I believe he is on a tank marking exercise. You can see he's got 1 mark of excellence on that tank, and that was me in the EBR. I just got a quick shoot in the backside to be old mate Shell Sponge. He'd giggle. I reckon he would have giggled when that happened. And looking at the mini-map, Shell Sponge's team in a pretty good position. Even though the score's 0-0, you can see that they've got a good presence in the east. They've got a very good presence in the west, and the Shell Sponge, with a couple of his mates in the central part of this map, looking for vision through the guts. Of course, the EBR HOTCCASIA on the enemy team is an absolute champion. He's keeping these tanks at bay by running around in the little French light tank. But look, 377 damage done so far, 230 damage blocked. That's a good thing about the LT432. It can block a little bit, similar to when the T54 lightweight was the go-to tier 8 light tank for your skirmishes and strongholds, all that kind of stuff. It can bounce a little bit of stuff, and I'm tipping, due to its low profile, it's quite possibly got a good camo rating as well. I don't know how he shot me with that shot. I don't know about that. That's I don't know if that's hacks confirmed or what, but he put one into the side of me, and I would have gone, geez, how did he do that? Where is he, the little bugger? There's no chance I'll be seeing him from where he is right now. 1-2 is the score. Here comes Shell Sponge from 1AR, looking at trying to push this 1-2 line by the looks of it with his friends. It is a tier 8 game. It's tier 7 and tier 8, so he's top tier in this game, and he's doing the right thing in the light tank. He's just playing around a little bit. He got some good vision in the middle, saw that there was nothing there, rotated out, and now looks like he's looking at helping his team, inspiring his team to push forward. He gets one into the KV-13, bounces the shot from the KV-13, so he didn't lose any hit points, and now he's going to go straight up the guts here and gets a vision on these camping tank destroyers, the IKV-90B and the SU-152. Shout out to the EBR Hotchkiss player on the enemy team. He looks like a legend. I can't quite see what his name is over there, but he's doing a great job over there. Unfortunately, the Centurion 5-1 just killed him. But look, he was probably on the way to carry it for his team. Now, good choice of who to kill, Centurion 5-1. All right, back to Shell Sponge. The score's 4-3. He bounces an SU-130 PM. He bounces the half-ass one for 520 damage blocked. He'd be giggling there. We go, geez, got away with that one. Artillery showing a little bit of interest in my old mate Shell Sponge in the LT432. You can see he's got extra combat rations running as well. That's something I've also been doing in all of my light tanks. Gives you a little bit more camo value, but more importantly, a little bit better view range and all that kind of stuff. It all adds up, and view range really does come down to it when you're running around in these light tanks. Puts one shot into the SU-132, kills the IKV-90B, only gets one damaging shot. That was for the KJ-105, camping back there on the red line, and there are a few TDs there. That's where TDs tend to go. Shell Sponge's team, they're not doing too badly, but they're going for probably what I would say is one of the slowest pushes I've ever seen in my life. The heavy tanks are still dueling it out there in the city. You can see that in the mini-map. Those medium tanks doing a great job in the middle, keeping the central part of the map honest. Shell Sponge in the LT432 and also having a great time down this 1-2 line. He's probably just thinking, I wouldn't mind a little bit of support here. There's 3 tank destroyers, the KJ-105, the SU-130 PM, and of course that SU-152 that he's got spotted there on 67 hit points. Artillery indicates that he's going to shoot. Looks like artillery missed and stunned Shell Sponge instead. Luckily the IKV-90B is awake and gets through to that SU-152 with ease. 2 kills to Shell Sponge from 1AR clan in the LT432, an absolute legend. 1,217 damage done, 2,000 assisted damage, 930 assisted, and he did apologise, the artillery, and he's just gone, all good. That's the kind of player he is. He's not toxic at all. He's just having a great time, enjoying it, and that's why you should check him out on Twitch. He's always up for a good laugh, and he doesn't mind platooning with potatoes like me either. Doesn't take himself too seriously. Clearly going for the marks of excellence and stuff like that, which I don't blame him. Why would he? And it's a very enjoyable tank to play as well. There's one into the side of the SU-130 PM, takes him down to 478 hit points, gets a little bit more assisted damage. Of course, when you're going for these marks of excellence, assisted damage is what really does help it, especially in light tanks, of course. 2 kills to Shell Sponge, 1,700 damage done, 2256 assisted damage. The KJ, I thought the KJ was going to be chasing Shell Sponge there. He probably should have, because Shell Sponge only on 187 hit points. He's put a couple of shots into the KJ-105, and even with this low alpha, high rate of fire kind of gun, he would manage to be able to outmaneuver the premium German Tier 8 tank destroyer, and in the end kill him for his 3rd kill. 3 kills. 2,107 damage done, 930 damage blocked, 2256 assisted damage. Shell Sponge, an absolute legend, running around here, and he sees, you know what it's like when you're in a light tank and you spot an arty, you say, yolty, shoots him once, gets some more assisted damage as somebody else shoots him. I had a feeling that M12 could have almost one-shotted him there. It looked like he was aiming in Shell Sponge's direction, but he knows what he's doing. goes this, there's no problems. Rock back a bit, rock forward a bit, shoot a few times, 4 kills, 2,340 damage done, 930 damage blocked. That's not bad for a light tank. 2373 assisted, and he's still warming up. There's still 5 enemy tanks remaining. He'll be licking his lips here saying there'll be an arty around here somewhere, and I want him. The FV207. There's not many places left on this map that have not been found. He shoots the FV once, takes him down to 247 hit points. Shoots him again, takes him down to 60, is it? The last shot should do it. That's his 5th kill. And now all of a sudden he'll be thinking, yeah, I'll probably fancy myself for a top gun here. Let's have a look. The IS goes down to the T34, at least 3 tanks. The T29 on 63 hit points would be a prime candidate. Shoots blindly, doesn't quite land the shot. Looking. Where's that T20? Personally, I'd be tempted to yellow him. Shoots the VK100 A1P in the back, but of course, if he's going for marks of excellence, it's all going to be about damage rather than kills. 12-4, 3 tanks left. There's the type. There's the T29. Shoot him, mate. Shoot him for your top gun. Tracks him, gets some assisted damage anyway. Doesn't quite pick up the top gun, but well and truly gets a pretty good score on Fisherman's Bay, that's for sure. Don't you worry about that. That will be a pretty good result. That's my old mate Shell Sponge from 1AR Clan. In the LT432, let's have a quick look at the results before we move on to the next battle. That's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Surprise, we all knew that was coming. Spotter Medal for all that assisted damage that he did. The Bruiser for doing some internal modular damage to the enemy tanks. Probably my bloody Hotchkiss, I'm not sure. Fighter Medal, and of course, Fire for Effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his tank. 5 bonds. Happy with 5 bonds. Pascucci's Medal for killing those 2 artilleries. Patrol Duty for getting that spotted damage to at least 6 enemy tanks, and Confederate for shooting more enemy tanks than anybody else. Not bad for a light tank. Yeah, he was top tier, but still, he did his job there. 1,538 base experience. That's the base score. That's without the daily double multiplier or the premium account bonus. 2,960 hit points of damage done. Nobody came anywhere near that for damage done. 5 kills. Just missed out on a top gun, but he'll be thinking, nah, I'm going for the second mark of excellence on this tank. That's going to be all about the damage. He fired 31 shots, 25 hit, 20 penetrated, and look, he even blocked a little bit. 2,832 hit points of assisted damage as well, which is certainly going to add up to yet another ace tanker from the old mate Shell Sponge. Community contributor, all round nice guy. Check him out. His details will be down below with all the other stuff. I was only joking about those accusations. He would have giggled when he shot me, and he certainly would have giggled when I shot him back. And I reckon he might have even had a bit of a funny message with the replay when he sent it to me. But a hell of a nice guy, and don't forget to check him out as we move on to our third battle, our third ace tanker Mastery Badge replay. This time it's the old mate Puggsley. Puggsley in the Chimera, or is it the Chimera? I think it's Chimera. This is the second reward tank from the second lot of personal missions. Does that make sense? I think it does. When you hit the N key in battle, you can see what kind of missions you might have going on for the tanks. For the ones that you might be on, you can see there he's made his way up to the Alliance missions for the Object 279. That's what he's running around in the Chimera for. The Chimera is a Tier 8 British medium tank. It's a reward tank, and it's got a pretty groovy gun. Let's have a look at it. AP rounds are standard, 440 alpha damage, 218 penetration, 252 with APCR, which is premium rounds for this tank. He's towards the Black Prince, doesn't quite get the drop on it. The SU-101 kills the Black Prince. 2 zips the score. He's top tier, and this is another 2-tier battle on the... is it on the Aussie server or the Hong Kong? Hard to tell from the ping. But Tier 7 and Tier 8, 2-tier battle, and he's top tier in the Chimera, the British medium tank. The second lot of personal missions. Reward tank. I know, I trip over my words sometimes. Here we go. They're winning by 2. This is the new Ghost Town map. Now, the Ghost Town map's been around for a long, long time in tournament battles, in WGL and all that kind of stuff. And it was released not too long ago. Into the random map pool, and Puggsley has found himself on it, and he's looking towards those heavy tanks on the enemy team that have gone into the city. Now he's sort of changing directions, looking up the 9 line. Now this is an encounter battle, same as the encounter battle we saw not too long ago in the first replay with Big Brain. And of course, the objective with the encounter battle is, of course, to kill all the enemy tanks, or if you can't do that, you can try to cap it out. But like I always say capping it out on encounter takes a hell of a long time, much longer than a normal random battle. The score's 2-1. Puggsley's picked up 916 damage already, 916 assisted damage as well as it happens, and a little bit of damage blocked. Just looking around, seeing what he can shoot at. His team are doing okay in the east. Looks like they've got the west as well, but the city, which is where the objective is, the city is in a little bit of trouble. 4-3 is the score. They're up by a tank, and it looks like 2 enemy tanks are capping. With 2 enemy tanks are capping, there's 1 minute and 20 seconds left on that timer. We know there are 3 tanks that were last spotted in the city, so a 3rd tank could roll on that cap at any moment. So for that reason, Puggsley is running around in his Chimera, getting stuck straight back in here, getting ready for some resets. 5-3 the score now, 1 minute left on the cap timer. Is that 3rd tank going to get on cap? I don't know. Here he is. The 3rd tank is now on cap. He's clearly looked at the scoreboard and thought, we're in a bit of trouble here. However, he's probably thinking the only tank that he's seen anywhere near the cap circle is that Tiger 1. And that Tiger 1, it would not be too hard for them to get rid of. You can see they've just shot him and taken him down to 700 hit points. But there's still 40 seconds left on the cap. Now Puggsley can drive under this little building here, looking for a shot there on the ISM. So he shot the ISM. The ISM no longer has a lot of cap points, but still there's only 40 seconds on this less than 40 seconds now on the cap timer. So he knows he's already reset the IS. Here comes the pardon me. Here comes the FCM 50T. That's a tier 8 preferential matchmaking premium French heavy tank. He shoots him, resets it again. Now it's gone all the way back to 2 minutes and 40 on the cap as the ISM gets killed, and I think somebody must have also, there we go, they've convinced the T28 E4 to get off the cap. 7-5's the score though. They haven't won this game yet, not by any stretch of the imagination. Puggsley doing a great job with his teammates in the city, trying to get rid of these tanks that are in the city, and then maybe they can focus on the tank destroyers and the artilleries who might be elsewhere in this game. 8-6 the score now as he cops a little bit of attention in his Chimera, looking towards the Super Pershing, waiting for that British gun to reload. One shot might be enough, not quite. The SU-12244 gets the kill on that one, and Pugsley's damage score now up to 2,657. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage blocked, and 150 damage blocked. Wonder what tank has a alpha of 150 in the tier 8 game. Not too sure. Who knows? I guess maybe I should have paid a little bit more attention. 11-7 is the score. Pugsley from 1AR clan in the Chimera hasn't picked up a kill yet, but he's picked up plenty of damage. 2,657 damage to be exact. 150 damage blocked. 1234 assisted damage. And here is the Scorpion G. Shoots him once. Artillery hits him as well. Gets a little bit of assisted damage. You can see the Scorpion is still stunned, but he was aiming Pugsley's way. Good decision there not to poke and let the SU-101 get that kill. That looked like 2 artillery shells heading towards the SU-101, and so Pugsley will now know that the enemy artillery have both fired, so he's got at least 20 seconds before they're ready to fire again. The T29 and the Emil over there in the northwest indicating that that's not where they're from, so Puggsley driving out towards the northeast. And what's left? The GW Panther and the M12, both tier 7 artillery pieces, and of course the Tiger 1. Where would the Tiger 1 be? That's a very, very interesting position for the Tiger 1. The Lorraine 15550 has rolled onto the cap as Pugsley gets shot by the Tiger 1, puts one into him in return. He's got a damaged turret, but he doesn't fix it. He fixes his tracks instead. The Tiger 1 gets taken out by the SU-12244, and that just leaves 2 artillery pieces. And Pugsley rolling up this hill, trying to get over here, get some artillery action. You know what it's like at the end of the game when there's only 2 artilleries left. He just misses out on shooting arties. Doesn't get a kill in that one, but not a bad game at all. Puts GG into the comments, and I think you know as well as I do that this is going to be another Ace Tanker Mastery badge from the old mate Pugsley. He is no stranger to this channel whatsoever. Pugsley, he is a very good player indeed in the Chimera, and well done for getting the Chimera in the first place, but not only getting it but also acing it. That was an Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Spotter medal, Bruiser for doing some modular damage to the enemy team. You also got the fire for effect, a couple of bonds, Confederate for shooting more enemy tanks than anybody else, and of course the high caliber. What do you get in the score charts? 3,548 hit points of damage. Didn't get any kills, but he got 1,212 experience anyway, and he would have got where's the defense? Oh, he got a little bit of defense points as well, which would have helped. And of course, that 2,126 assisted damage would have helped as well. He fired 11 shots, 9 hit, 8 penetrated, and that was enough for an ace. 23,000 credits after tax in a premium account in that game that went for a little bit under 7 minutes. As we move on to our fourth and final replay, this time featuring another community contributor and another clanmate. Well, an ex-clanmate really. He's moved on now. He was in 2AR. I think he's moved on to Rain Clan. This is Mystblade this is when he was in 2AR. He's moved on to Rain Clan now for bigger and better things. He's in the EBR 75 FL10. Now this is a premium French wheeled light tank at tier 8. We're on Muravenka, and it looks like he's going to where I often try to go, and that's over here in this central eastern part to try and get some early spots on whatever tanks the enemy team might be sending towards the forest. No, he's going further than I would have gone, deep into enemy territory. You can see he's got the boost, the fast mode on, if you like to call it that. It's a tier 8 game, tier 7s and tier 8s in this battle. Mystblade in the EBR 75 FL10. He's got some early spots on. He spotted 2 tanks by the looks of it, the P43 and the Type 59, I would guess it is. But it looks like not many enemy tanks are going in this direction. Now, Mystblade stops and aims, looks towards the T28-2, and this is a 2-shot autoloader. A 2-shot autoloader with APCR as standard ammunition. 175 alpha, 180 penetration. That's with standard ammunition, which is APCR. Heat will give you 220, but these are the HE rounds, and I know I've said this a little bit. 260 alpha for 75 pen. 75 pen isn't too bad, and it's sort of a it's a round that I have loaded generally at the start and the end of a game. When I'm looking for at the start of a game in these light tanks, when you might especially if you're going to go into a fast, aggressive spotting position, if you're going to see another tank, it's probably going to be another light tank. So sometimes those HE rounds do catch them by surprise. And from what I've noticed in playing the links of late is that plenty of people do the same, because I've worn a few HE rounds myself, and I'll tell you what, it certainly does do a little bit of damage. Of course, the EBR 75 FL10 was out before the last patch, and we were lucky enough to get to run around in them, and of course there was that marathon mission as well. It's a 2-shot autoloader, and it does have the fast and the slow feature. The fast and the slow feature, that's probably an interesting way to describe it, but from tier 8 with the French wheeled vehicles, and that includes the premium tank, is you can see, if you see here, there's those, when he's not zoomed in, that speedo that's lit up with the arrows pointing upwards, it means it's in fast mode. So the tank's going to go a little bit faster, but it's going to have a much wider turning circle. If you turn that fast mode off, your top speed drops in this instance back to 60, which is right here, but you can turn on a much tighter angle, which is much better for trying to flank enemy tanks and trying to do the circle of death, which light tanks and medium tanks often do around your slower moving tank destroyers, heavy tanks, and stuff like that. Quick mouthful of coffee, because it is early. 2-1's the score. We're on Muravenka. This is Mystblade. Mystblade, when he was in 2AR, running around in the EBR 75 FL10. Now, this game is going to go for a little while, and he's looking to get some cheeky shots into the enemy tanks. A couple of his teammates have been killed. You can look on the mini-map and see that his friends are going east quite handsomely, and I reckon maybe that's the flank that Mystblade's going to try to support. Now he's zooming in and out like a madman, looking for shots on these enemy tanks. Shoots a Batchat 12T once. Second shot doesn't land it. 1199 damage done. He hasn't got any assisted damage, and unsurprisingly, he hasn't got any block damage, but that's not the kind of tank that you get too much block damage in. Now, I'm not sure if he's going forwards or backwards there, because this thing does go just as fast backwards as it does forwards. At least it did when we first got to play with him. I don't think that's changed. Mystblade just kicking back here on this ridgeline. He's got plenty of camouflage cover. He wants to get this gun working. He did get some assisted damage in on that Batchat 12T, and this gun is, you can see how small that aiming circle is. It's very, very accurate, which I've found to be pretty handy, especially when you're either sniping from a distance if you're low health, or if you're just trying to work out what flank you're going to try to help push. And like Mystblade is now, so he's looking over there in the north, looking how he can help his team get rid of that Pantera. He's just got a pixel on it. He wants to wait until he can utilise both of his rounds into the side of the auto-reloading Italian Tier 8 Tech Tree medium tank. Gotta love these words. Got to think of a quicker way to describe some of these tanks. 5-3's the score. Mystblade on 1199 damage done. 230 assisted damage. He's now running around. He gets shot by the 25-2. The T28 doesn't manage to put one into him. Now, he does get the damage wheel there. Of course, with these wheeled vehicles, you don't get tracked. You get flat tyres, and you get the wobbly wheel. It's very, very similar to a supermarket trolley. The wobbly wheels, they go, and they do, over time, similar to when you're tracked in a normal tank, over time they do fix themselves, or a quick tap of your repair kit can fix them, no problems whatsoever. Mystblade running around there, finds the side of the T28 prototype, shoots him twice, takes him down to 125 hit points. Would have been lovely if that Tiger P had got him. Just saw that slow shell flying through the air. Mystblade says, it's all right, I'll do it myself, I'll take the kill, gets rid of the T28 prototype. That's his first kill, 1630 damage done as he's reloading, 399 assisted damage. Just playing on the back of this, what is it, a windmill or is it a lighthouse? It looks like a lighthouse, but it looks pretty cool anyway. The P44 Pantera is the next target. He shoots him once, takes him down to 408 hit points, waits for that French gun to reload. He's down to 460 hit points, which isn't too bad, but he wants to have as many hit points as he can for towards the end of the game, when he can really get rid of those 3 artilleries if he gets the chance, as well as there's a camping tank destroyer, the Scorpion G, up there in the northwest, the T71 DA. That's where the Scorpion G was last spotted as well. I'd be a little bit nervous about the Scorpion G being there if I was on 460 health. There's a Batchat 12T on 16. Hopefully the Charioteer can get him. Looks like he's going to ram him. He does. The Charioteer ram kills the Batchat 12T. T71 DA looks like he's coming out to either run away or try and shoot the Charioteer. Mystblade shoots a couple of shots towards him, doesn't land it, but it's okay because this gun does reload pretty fast. It's only a 2-shot autoloader. And the benefit of these small autoloaders, it's only a 2-shot autoloader, they do reload quickly. That's what happens. There you go, auto aims on the Scorpion G, reloads HE, and it looks like he's going to get stuck straight into him. Don't ram him. The first shot bounces. He finds a couple of arties. That's where they all are. In his excitement, the second shot hits the ground. I'd be getting rid of the Scorpion G first if I could. Auto aiming on the Scorpion, shoots him twice for about 500 combined for those 2 shots. The Scorpion G kills the T71. There's the enemy T71, and that's who he wants to get rid of first. He needs to get rid of that Scorpion G though. He's on 7 hit points. A normal round will suffice. There's the T71 again. Gets shot by the Pantera for 213 hit points. He's down to 96. He's got a wobbly wheel again. And is that Scorpion G still alive? He is. There's 2 artilleries, the Scorpion G and the P44 Pantera, all still alive. But where are his team? His team are all artilleries. He's thinking, oh, geez, what have I got to do to win this game? 2 kills to Mystblade, 2,763 damage done, 731 assisted damage. He's getting the hell out of there, and looks like he's going to maybe get ready for another spotting run. 11-10, 12-10 now. Good. The SU-14-2 and the Crusader SP, they put a couple of blind shots into that corner, and that got rid of the Lorraine 15550 as well as the Scorpion G. That'll leave the S51. Was the S51 up there as well? I'm not too sure. Mystblade gets spotted. He runs around. He's got to keep running around. That Pantera can kill him with 1 shot, no problems whatsoever. You'll be hoping that these 3 arties are all aiming towards the Pantera, because that's a danger tank. That's a player from 7 Pirates in the P44 Pantera. Or maybe he's changed his name to that. Who knows? 12-10 the score, 2 kills to Mystblade. 731 assisted damage, 2,763 damage done. It's 4 versus 2. 3 artilleries and Mystblade versus the Pantera and the S51. He needs to go back there. It needs to help him. That Pantera is going to eat that Crusader alive, but the Pantera only on 60 hit points, 30 hit points less than Mystblade. They're a one shot for each other. He's got standard ammunition loaded. An auto aim and a bang should do it. Is he reversing? It doesn't matter, because when you're reversing, that's you go just as fast as you do when you're not reversing. Gets rid of the P44 Pantera. That was the danger tank. That P44 Pantera clearly had seen that Mystblade was over here in the northeast, so he was going to go on a little bit of an arty run. There's an S51 left on the enemy team. Hopefully the S51 doesn't take away our hero, Mystblade. Mystblade community contributor, YouTube and Twitch. Links will be down below, along with Shell Sponge's stuff. He is an absolute legend. In the EBR 75 FL10, the Tier 8 Premium French wheeled light tank, is on fast mode, doing 80 kilometers an hour, and of course on the swivel mode. Maybe that's what we should call it, swivel mode, which is fast mode and swivel mode. Maybe that's a good idea. You can do, I think it's about 60. Running straight up the A line, looking for this S51, hoping that the S51 is not looking his way. 4.5 minutes left on the timer, so he can. He's still got time to cap it out. What is it to cap it out? 2.5. Maybe that's what he's thinking of doing. I thought the S51 might have been there, but no, there was two. There was two artilleries in the A1 corner, the French and the American, and Mystblade looking for the S51, Devil of Destruction. He'll be feeling a bit nervous, not sure which. He won't know which direction Mystblade's going to be coming from. Mystblade's going straight down here towards A0. That's probably the most logical place where you might see the Russian artillery at Tier 7. Looking for him. Is he here? The M12 has got on cap, which is probably not a bad idea. Mystblade looks like he's going to continue to run around looking for this Russian arty. A minute and a half left before the M12 caps it. And where the hell is this S51? You know what it's like at the end of the game. S51 kills the M12. Hopefully the M12 hangs around and says in the chat where it came from. 13-12 is the score. He's not going to say anything in the chat, is he? 3 kills to Mystblade. No idea, he said. He doesn't know where the shell come from. Which direction? Is it A1? Maybe it's A1. Mystblade heading back up to A1. 28-23 damage done. 731 assisted damage. The thing with capping is... there it is. He finds him, shoots him once, shoots him twice. The thing with capping, that S51, that does have a pretty high rate of fire, I think. And with 2 minutes left on the cap, Mystblade, I think he did exactly the right thing. He went out and he looked for it, he found it, and he got rid of it and carried that game. That was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge from the old mate Mystblade. Also the Hand of God for surviving and winning the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks, which is pretty hard to do in something like the EBR 75. The Bruiser Medal for doing some modular damage. Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Bond, a high caliber. Not a bad carry at all. 3,173 hit points of damage, 4 kills, 1,214 base experience. He did more than double the amount of damage than anybody else did. Or nearly. The Crusader had a pretty good game, as did the Charioteer. So maybe I was a little bit premature saying all of them, all except for the other 2 up near the top. Not a bad game at all. Nice, close, tight finish. That's what we like at Get On Board Studios for sure. 27 shots fired, 21 hit, 18 penned, 1332 from a distance of more than 300 metres, 1,079 assisted damage. And how did he go for credits, you ask? 138,000 credits after tax with a premium account. He did have a personal reserve running, which gave him an extra 50, but that's what these premium tanks are all about. Thank you very much, Mystblade in the EBR 75. Don't forget to check Myst out on Twitch and YouTube. Links will be down below. Also, my old mate Puggsley, well done on not only getting the Chimera, but also acing it. Shell Spudge in the LT432. I know you shot me. We won't hold that against. He won't hold that against you, mate. Well played. Check him out on Twitch and YouTube as well. Links down the bottom. And Big Brain, potato aim in the Tier 10 battle in the T28. Not a bad try to carry that one at all. Once again, thanks for the videos, lads. Don't forget to check out Myst and Shell, even if they do shoot me, on their channels. Links down below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all next time.